I'm Latoya,
And I'm Darnell.
and
And
this
this
is
is
the
the
Medlock
Medlock Show.
Show.
Another Hood Fibers classic. Another Hood Fibers classic.
Yes. What's going on, people? What's going on, people? Everybody in the YouTube world, everybody listening to the podcast on buzzsprout.com. Again, that's the Medlocks podcast.buzzsprout.com. We in the building. Shout out to you all. And as usual, we got our wonderful hosts, co-hosts, family members. To my left, we got King Ty in the building. And to my right, I got the queen, the one and only Toya O'Boya. And I'm your host, Lock VIP. So, I don't get no clap.
Oh, well.
I ain't got time for claps. We got smoke today. It's smoke. This is going to be the immediate reaction to the Oscar awards that took place yesterday. I'm sure a lot of you already seen the infamous situation that happened across your timelines, respectively, whether it's Twitter, Facebook,
Instagram,
TikTok,
Snapchat,
YouTube,
Twitter.
We already said that, but anyway. So we just wanted to give our immediate reaction to you guys, give you guys what our take is. We always have unique perspectives, and that's what's so great about this family here. We don't always agree, but we respect one another's opinion, and that's what really matters.
right.
So with that being said, is there anybody that want to particularly go first? And well, let's state the premise. So this is the immediate reaction specifically to Will Smith. Will Smith, if you guys don't know, literally smacked Chris Rock, the comedian, the famous comedian, Chris Rock. Will Smith went on stage and smacked the living Chakamaya out of his face, out of the left cheekbone, out of the chin, across the jaw. So that's what we're going to be discussing. So anybody want to go ahead and run with it?
I'll go first.
You can explain where you was at when you seen it, what was your first initial thought, and now how you feel after have already thought about it a little bit and stuff like that.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So how I first found out was I woke up around 5 o'clock. Of course, I had to look through my Snapchat, TikTok first thing, of course. And I just started seeing everybody post Will Smith. I'm like, what was going on? Then I type in Will Smith on YouTube. Then I seen Will Smith done smack the dude, Chris Rock, because he said something offensive or joke or whatever. So that's how I found that out.
So do you, not to cut you off, but are you familiar with who these two people are? Just let the people know, like, what's your familiarization with these two people?
Yeah, I know Will Smith from a lot of movies, and I know Chris Rock is a comedian. I seen him on TV shows before.
Oh, okay. So you know Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Chris Rock. He's actually kind of funny though.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Rock. We got love for Chris Rock over here. We got love for Will Smith over here. This is black love, black unity, black excellence. Let's be clear on that.
Now, how when I first seen the video, how I react, I said, "Man, I don't care. It doesn't benefit me. I just don't care."
He said, "Man, I don't care." Whoa.
Because I just don't care. Like, it doesn't benefit me. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Unique.
my third, my personal opinion. Sorry, I can't see this. Is I feel like Will Smith was in the right because Chris Rock should have not made a joke like that to his wife. And also, some people don't take jokes seriously. Like for me, I don't take jokes seriously because when people be saying stuff, I actually think they be for real. But some people like, oh, I'm just kidding. I was like, oh man, I don't take jokes seriously because I just don't take jokes seriously. And I
You
don't.
got a grapefruit head. Your head look like a mean grapefruit. Big ass head.
He just-
And personally, I respect Will Smith for defending his wife. And I feel like if Chris Rock would have been white, Will Smith would have been arrested. If Chris Rock was white, he would have been arrested.
That's a great take. That's a great take.
And I hate that people are making a meme out of this. But we all know if he was in another race, would have been arrested, put in handcuffs on TV.
I will definitely agree with that. What about you?
Okay, so
No, we talking about. Do you agree with what he said about he would have been arrested?
oh yeah, he definitely would have. If it wasn't Will Smith, anybody else would have been. If they were black, would have been arrested.
And
Hands down.
And what you think about him saying that he ain't really give two you know what's?
Who Ty?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a teenager. They don't care too much on this stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that's how I see it.
So, what else you got?
And the last thing I would say is, if it wasn't Will Smith and if Chris Rock would have disrespected anybody else's celebrity, like Russell Wilson, LeBron James, Michael B. Jordan, if it would have been any other celebrity, I wonder if any other celebrity would have smacked him in the face. If it was any other celebrity besides Will Smith.
Oh, if it was not Will Smith.
Mhm.
Interesting.
If anybody would have smacked him,
That's
him
a
for-
good. That's interesting.
That is a good question.
I mean, because it does depend on the individual and how they move and how they view and how they feel. So yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's the King Ty perspective, the 17-year-old teenager's perspective, born in 2004. He's a 2000s baby. Now we gonna talk from the 80s baby's perspective, the crack era, crack babies. Go ahead, hon. You can take the floor.
Okay, so my thing is, well, when I first heard about it, you texted me around 1 something this morning, but I was asleep, so I woke up around 3 something. That's when I seen it, and when I looked at it, I was kind of shocked because why would Will Smith go and smack Chris Rock? So my thing about it is how I feel about the whole situation is, one, Chris Rock is a comedian, so everybody knows him for making jokes. He makes jokes on everybody. I mean, nobody's exempt. It's not like he picks and chooses who he's gonna, not make a joke about. He makes jokes on everybody. So my thing was, when I watched it, if you look at the video, Will Smith laughed at the joke. So how do you laugh at it? And then next thing you know, they take the camera off from him when he laughed. And then next thing you know, Chris Rock continuing on. And then you just see him go on the stage. So my question is what made him go on the stage? 1. 2, did Jada say something to him and made him get up and say, okay, let me go defend her? Because maybe she looked at him because she saw him laughing and gave him a look. Who knows? Because we never really seen that part. Like, once he laughed and the camera went off of him, we don't know what happened after that. All we know is that he just walked on the stage.
Right.
So,
but they were saying that in the building the camera showed Jada, and she had this look of disgust, disdain for the joke.
Yeah.
And I think that's what prompted. That's what I.
But she rolled her, like, she kind of gave like a roll. She rolled her eyes like, yeah, whatever. But I mean, if you look at the joke is about G.I. Jane, and if you go look at the G.I. Jane, the original one, she kind of look. I'm not gonna say she looks like her, but they have like the same look.
The same haircut.
Yeah, but she could play her. And I looked at it as more so coming from like, okay, well, hey, we would like to see you play her on part 2.
I think it was a joke too, but he also was dead serious because he said, I love you. He said, I love you, Jada. And G.I. Jane too.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And I don't think he was coming from her. And maybe he don't know the history of her whole alopecia and her situation, but I didn't
God
see
bless
it.
Everybody with that alopecia too.
Yeah.
Too.
But I don't think the joke was meant to be after her disease that she has. It was more so about the movie. It wasn't nothing. And he even said it after he slapped him. He was all like, this was a G.I. Jane joke. It was nothing to be offensive or anything.
And then he reiterated to keep his wife's name out of
his
your
mouth. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was reading, reviews, other people's comments and stuff, they've said numerous of times he's made jokes on Jada before. So I wonder what makes this any different. If y'all had history of having jokes before he joked, they done movies together and stuff like that, I don't understand what prompted this anger. So I'm in agreement with a lot of people who say this is built up anger that he has.
So
that
it was built up and then it overflowed.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it was personally to Chris, but since he made at the time, he's the one who just happened to make a joke. He was like, okay, well, we're here. It's on TV. You made a joke about my wife. Now you're going to be the one who gets it, when it's millions of people who's made jokes.
Do you feel like it was a built up anger situation, or you feel like it was a spur of the moment situation?
Well, I don't really know the history of Chris Rock and Will Smith, because I don't know if they had beef before. Mm-hmm. But I feel like maybe it could have been right in the moment, because everybody takes things differently.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think he just took it differently, and some people don't know how to control their emotions, but everybody's different.
So you at the award show, your wife is sitting next to you. Someone makes a joke about your wife that's slightly offensive, highly offensive, however you decide to take it. Do you see yourself on national television live at an award show, millions of people watching, just jumping on stage and just smacking somebody or snuffing somebody or body slamming somebody, choke slamming somebody, Stone Cold Steve Austin somebody? Like, is that your swag? Is that is
that my nature?
Yeah, is that your nature?
Well, one, it depends on the joke, or it depends what he says. Depends what he says. And second, I don't see myself body slamming a dude. I'll definitely say something like, "Hey man, don't talk about my wife like that." But I wouldn't just hit him. I would use my words first. Now, if he would have came and attacked me, if he would have came confronted me, then now we would have had a problem. So my take on that is, it depends what they say. And second, I want to just attack them. I would have just said something like, "Yo, shut the up," and like, "Hey, watch your mouth how you speak to my wife, bro."
Okay. So now my question to you is, there's a lot of women saying, "That's right, Will, you protect the black woman, you protect the black queen, and you protect your woman, you stand up for your woman." You're a woman. Coming from that perspective, do you feel like that was warranted, or that was one of the moments where you needed to stand up in that manner, that regard, to protect your wife?
I don't feel like that the way he handled it was the correct way. I feel like that could have been me personally. I feel like that's a conversation.
Tiffany Haddish, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, a lot of chicks.
I agree. You can protect your wife. You should, but I feel like that should have been a conversation. I don't feel like you should have went on stage and smacked him. Like, that's just me. I don't think a smack was cause for a G.I. Jane joke. Like, now if he would have if he would have disrespected her in a way of like a sexual, like some kind of sexually or something more, to me that like wasn't offensive, like something really, really offensive, something to the core, then I would have said, yes, I'm with Will Smith 100% on smacking him. But I feel like it was a G.I. Jane joke. I don't feel like he sat there and laughed at it. Now, if he was pissed off when they showed him like how she just rolled her eyes and like whatever, then maybe, but he laughed at the joke. So the simple fact that you laughed at, I can't even give you credit for slapping somebody when you laughed at the joke. So obviously it was funny to you as well. So
you feel like he just kind of reacted, not because he genuinely felt like it was a disrespectful joke, but he seen his wife and said, I think I better do something.
Yeah, I feel that it was more so along that line.
Well, I think you good? You want to elaborate more?
What?
About how you feel about it?
Nah, that's good. I'm good. Go ahead.
So to recap, it didn't really bother you You wouldn't necessarily react that way, but you will, depending on the joke, you feel like it was overreaction. You still in team protect the women, but you just felt like that was not necessarily that particular moment.
Correct.
I feel like I agree with you that that moment wasn't that serious, but that's just my perspective.
Right.
I disagree with you as far as it not really mattering, because my thing is I'm always a analyzation kind of guy, deep diver. So my thing was, it's a national platform. Millions of people are watching. There's been talks about the Oscars and black people, and we're not getting our just doing this award show, things of that nature. What a lot of people may not know is that this particular award show this year was produced by a black man, okay, in the sense of the person that put all the plays together. Yeah, we're going to clap that up. So that shows that they was trying to cater and trying to be implementing the diversity situation. So you got a black man's stamp on it off the rip, bang. You got Beyonce going to Cali to perform at the tennis courts. You know what I'm saying? That's a big salute to Serena Williams and Venus Williams. It's also a big salute to Will Smith and his role.
And something else, not to cut you off, that you just made me think. How do we not know that, since you said it was produced by a black man, how do we not know Chris Rock wasn't saying, hey, the G.I. Jane, maybe instead of her being white, shout out to, I'm about to call her Willow, Jada, she could be the black G.I. Jane. Like, how we know it wasn't a compliment.
He could have been trying to push for that too.
Pushing towards, like, hey, this is a black woman who can play that, like,
let her
support
do that
to
role.
Her, like.
That is a good, interesting take. You know, that is. And I didn't even think about it in that way. So that's good that you said that. I hope y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. The Medlocks podcast.buzzsprout.com if you want to listen to it. We thank y'all for watching. We talking about the Oscars immediate reaction from the Oscars awards with Will Smith smacking Chris Rock.
Yes.
So, black man produced this particular award ceremony.
Right.
Okay. I'm sure Chris Rock and Will Smith knows one another. Will Smith laughed at the joke.
Right.
We already got the whole diversity thing with black people going on. Now you go up there and you smack Chris Rock. My thing is, Chris Rock is a comedian. We're diving into this area where maybe now comedians are not going to be able to express themselves freely and make us entertain and laugh freely, because now you got to be censoring yourself because you don't know if you're opening the lane for the next Will Smith to come up and smack a comedian. That's
Correct.
number one.
Correct.
Number two, I look at it as you doing this and showing the youth. We talk about the youth. We talk about how they need to do this and they should handle themselves accordingly, have more emotional intelligence, things of that nature.
Right.
Now you can't even control your emotions to where you just reacting and just going up on stage smacking somebody. Yeah. Okay, number three, that's technically an assault. That's not an altercation. Chris Rock ain't expect you to do that. You went up there and straight smacked that man. Therefore, if you really want to press charges, you could be in jail right now.
Right.
So you're not even thinking about your family, your reputation. Well, you got a reputation. You know what I'm saying? You could have pulled him to the side afterwards. You could have caught the fade afterwards. All that, kept it quiet. You ain't had to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Some people may argue, well, it was a public where he joked on her, so he had to make it public when he retaliated. And I just don't agree with that. You don't have to do what the other person do. You can handle how you handle it.
And then another thing is since we're speaking about assault, why is it that every time when a black person does something, we are always to attack each other? Like, okay, we know the Oscars is mainly like white people who watch it, or, you know, whatever. It mainly caters to them for the most part. But when a chance that we get to actually shine with a black producer and all of that, here we go again, showing out.
Black man.
Here we go, showing out again. Instead of just, we can't even keep it classy for
exactly
once.
And this is a situation where it was a classy event where sad to say, but a lot of people would say, oh, that's something more for the hip hop crowd, more for the ratchet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
this type of swag.
Once again,
So
we're
now you brought that.
stereotyped.
You add into that. And my last point, and I'll be done. My last point that I was making was about the assault, but I was gonna say, like, had this been any other actor, what would be the outcome? Is this because it's beloved Will Smith, humble Will Smith, nice guy Will Smith, that we allow this man to just smack another man on national television? That man got a wife and kids as well too. You know what I'm saying? He has a career as well.
Right.
You assault this man, and they just went along with the show like nothing even happened.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? What if that was somebody else?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What if it was Denzel that smacked somebody?
Right.
What if that was a different comedian? What if it was Cat Williams? What if
Right.
it was
Oh,
you know
Cat
what I'm
Williams
saying?
definitely would have been thrown out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all allowed somebody to assault somebody, and y'all went on and gave the man an award, gave him enough time to talk and his
And he
acceptance
cried
speech
those fake tears
and all of that. And it's just like, yo, I
whole
think
fake apology.
he didn't even apologize to Chris Rock. He
He
apologized.
apologized to the
know what I'm
Academy,
saying?
but exactly.
That was kind of bugged out.
And then they show him partying after the show with his trophy like nothing happened either. So why you apologize to everybody else, but you didn't apologize to him? You hit him. You didn't hit nobody else. You hit him.
Facts.
So
Yeah, that was. I just think that the initial reaction for myself, in a nutshell, is like, wow, you could have did that in the backstage afterwards, or whatever the case may be, and that it came across as a guy that was trying to be extra about it. Like, you ain't genuinely wanted to do that. I think you just overcompensated for how your wife was feeling or looking towards you, and you decided you had to do something about it.
Right.
And now you look crazy, in my opinion. And you lucky who you are, because had you been somebody else, you probably would have been walking out in handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? You probably might have stayed your career now, because it was a big night for you winning an Oscar, but now we're all talking about something other than your achievement, which is something negative of you smacking somebody. And I just want to send love to Chris Rock, because a lot of us is focused on Will,
Right.
but nobody have no support for Chris Rock
Right.
and that whole comedian community, because I like to laugh. I like to make people laugh. I think we still need to give them their freedom to be
Right.
entertainers and stuff like that,
Right.
and make us laugh.
because it's a job for them as well. It's a job. So
Exactly.
at the end of the day, that's what he does. He gets paid to
That's what I'm saying.
make
So
people
you should
laugh.
know not to come crazy. Like, this is he gonna
But-
tell jokes.
Let me say just one last thing I'm gonna address. But the thing about it is that you got this upset about a G.I. Jane joke. What about when your wife embarrassed you in front of everybody when she was talking about entanglements and all other stuff? You didn't get mad at August. You didn't go around slapping him. You didn't do all this other stuff, and he was shown publicly with your wife. Like, he really humiliated him, and
You
stuff like
open
that.
about your marriage, but
Yeah.
you can't take a joke.
Right, exactly, is what I'm saying. So that's my take on it.
Got any final words?
My final words is a quote: "Every action has a reaction."
Every action has a reaction.
Don't forget that.
Every cause has an effect. What about you?
No, I just feel like at the end of the day, I don't think the smack was called for. I think Will Smith should do a public apology to Chris Rock, and I mean, we all just got to do better and just support one another, because at the end of the day, people like to see us fail, and we got to do better, and we got to show people that when we're in public, we can do better. We can support each other, and we can stand together.
Amen to that. We can stand together, and we can come together in unity and celebrate one another, and also have our differences in private as well.
Right.
I think it's an L that we took. I think Will Smith got a stain on his jacket, but I want to send love to Jada for whatever she's going through as far as the alopecia. I want to send love out to Chris Rock and his family as well, because I really feel bad that it had to happen. I'm sure he just like, damn, bro, it was just a simple joke. Like, this is what I do. This is,
right.
You act, I do jokes. Like, this is what we do. And you want to ridicule me and humiliate me in front of all these white folks, in front of the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, damn, out of all people, you going to do me like that? I thought they would have did it, not you.
Yeah.
But that's just what we feel here on the Medlocks podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is the immediate reaction to the Oscars. Yeah. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Let us know what y'all think down below in the comment box. Like this video, share this video with your peoples. Let's have a discussion about it. Tune in for all the rest of the podcasts and other videos that we got coming. We love y'all. Thank you for all the support on the last video that we just posted with the teen edition of the podcast. That was a good look. And we will holler at y'all later. You already know what it is. It's the Medlocks Show. Salute.
Bye.
Peace.